I was just scrolling through Facebook when I saw an ad for eStarland.com, and I completely forgot that this place existed. But in this video, we're going to check out their website and see how much games cost if you're going to buy them, how much they're offering in trade credit, and we will be comparing those to price charting. So I've got my computer set up here, and we're just going to kind of wander around their website and see what we can find. Their website's a little unique, but actually there's things about it that I really like just from like really quick checking. Obviously, I'm going to go after pre-owned games here, so I'm going to go to that tab, and then down below, if you keep scrolling, it says like newer gen, then it's got 2000s game consoles, then it's got 90s and goes back to pre-90s, which I think is pretty interesting. And I think there's no place better to start on this video than the NES. And when you click on it, right off the bat there are a bunch of games here with their prices, and you can see kind of these are the most popular ones. You've got Dr. Mario, Mario 3, Mario Bros. Plus Duck Hunt, you've got Ghosts and Goblins, and even some Zelda games down here. They've got some good stuff, but I want to kind of look at some prices. So I'm just going to open up all three Marios here right off the bat, and then maybe I'll try to find like something like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let's see, like one or two other. I'd like to find the original Zelda, not Zelda 2, to be honest with you, but that might be harder. Ooh, Mega Mega Man 6. Let's do that one. Let's just do random ones here for the NES, and I'll do Punch Out. So that's what? 6 games here. I'm going to pull over the price charting, and we will go ahead and start with the Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. If you get it just loose, they're going to run you $6.65. And if you were to trade, you can actually click this button. All of their trades are actually on the same page, which I think is awesome, as the games that they're selling. So you can see you could get up to $375, and they're selling it for $660. So I like the transparency about that. But I haven't checked out the prices, so let's do that first. Starting off, like I said, Mario Bros. Duck Hunt. So this game's not worth that much. We all know. This one says $10. Okay, so $10 loose or $28 complete. They only currently have a loose copy, so you're saving $3 there. That's actually a great way to start. But let's see what their trade value would be for this game. Now, like I said, oh, okay, so instant credit. Oh, so if you've got, that's not a good one to trade in, it looks like, because the case and the manual doesn't really make the price go up much. It only goes up to $3.75. But one thing I really did like is how the fact that they told you what the deduction is here, which is pretty good. So far that's pretty transparent, and I like that. They're not offering as much as I would prefer, but it's a business and I understand they've got their margins. Especially, I like that they're transparent about it. So I'm okay with that. I think so far, this being $3 cheaper is perfectly fine with me. Then we've got Super Mario Bros. 2, which has no case and no box, for probably a little too much. $35 seems high to me. Yeah. Okay. Again, look, this game is worth about $20 loose, and they're selling it for 35, which is a lot, almost double the price. But wait, but let's see what this is about, because it says you could get up to $40. Oh, okay. So if you just have it loose, you're going to get $10. If you've got, I don't know what the case is, because I see the manual and box, but if you had it complete, they're going to offer you $38, which isn't great because it's worth $108 at that price. But at least they're saying right up front how much it is. So these prices are a little too much. And then we're going to go ahead and, like I said, move to Super Mario Bros. 3, which this one is a box copy, it looks like. It does not have the manual, but then if you have it without just loose, they're talking $33, which I still, again, is a little too much here. I would like to see that lower because the game's only worth 20, but it's complete. It's worth 74, and the manual is worth 10. So 61's not actually, that's a decent price. Like if I didn't care about having the manual and I wanted just the box and the game, I think $61 is worth it. But that, however, is not, which is kind of a bummer. But let's go ahead and click on the trade and see what they're offering. They will offer you $7 for it loose, and they're selling it for 35 bucks, which almost 35 bucks, which is crazy. And then if you send it in complete in the box, you can see 40 bucks is the max, which it is what it is. I think that's a decent price. It's like 35% maybe, so that is what it is. I understand they're a business and they got to make money, so I'm not complaining on that price because it is like so transparent, which you've probably heard me say too many times already. And then we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is 13 bucks. That seems to be a pretty going rate. Oh, what? Why did it select that? Don't judge me. Nah, but what? I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I think I'm okay with $12, $12.50. It's within that range of a little bit over, but I think it's okay. I would be interested to see how much they're offering for it though. If they're selling it for 12 bucks, okay, $5 loose. And if they have it complete, they're going to give you $34, which is worth about 70. So they're actually paying a little bit higher at that price. It's about 50%. So that one's not bad at all. But then we're kind of going a little crazy here with Mega Man 6. They have it for loose 75 bucks, which I feel like isn't a bad deal if I remember correctly. Let's go ahead and pull it up and double check because those prices go all over the place. Okay, it's a little expensive. It's a little bit more than I thought. It must have come down just a little bit. Or maybe it's been steady. Maybe I was thinking of the box. I don't know. But $75 instead of 55. I'm not a fan of that. So, but then watch this. I have a feeling they're not going to be offering that much. 30 bucks isn't bad considering it's worth 55, but they were selling it for way more. And if you see and you get it complete there, oops, I did not mean to press that. They'll give you 140 bucks where it's worth almost 215. So again, that's a little much. And last but not least, on the NES, we've got Punch Out here for 25 bucks. I think this game's worth about 20 if I remember correctly, because this is not the Mike Tyson's one. It's just a regular one. And let's see. Let's find it. Okay, yeah, about 20 bucks, $19, and they have it for 25. Again, I don't know if that's too crazy. It is expensive and too much, but if you have it loose and 12 bucks for that isn't bad, but complete for 32 is about 15 bucks off. So I'm not a big fan of that one either. So let's go ahead and go back, and I'm thinking we go forward a little bit in time, pass over certain generations, and we go with something like let's do the 64. I think I want to do the PS2 maybe, and then we'll do the 360 as well, because I think those are consoles kind of multiple different generations we can check out. So let's go ahead and start off with the Nintendo 64 here. We've got Super Mario 64 we'll talk about, Donkey Kong 64. Let's see, what else do they have that's not like really cheap $12 games here? Let's go with Zelda Ocarina of Time, of course. And okay, we'll do that too. I don't know if I agree with that, but we'll see those prices later. Starting off, before we actually look at their prices this time, let's go ahead and see how much it's worth by itself. Loose Super Mario 64 is worth about $34, and then complete it's about $105. But they're selling it loose for 45 bucks. So that's about 10 bucks over, which is more, but it is what it is. But this is a little crazy. 65 bucks for what is a loose price plus the manual. So let's say 45 bucks, or you could pay 65. I'm not a big fan of that. So we'll just kind of move on. We talked about the trade-in values. If you want to see more about those, maybe check their website out. I don't want to beat a dead horse with that. So we'll just continue on with their game prices and move on to the Donkey Kong 64, which I think this game is probably more like $25 to $30. So let's go ahead and see if that's what it's priced at, or if yeah, there you go. 30 bucks right on the nose there. If I could click the right button, it would work. $30 right there, or 92 complete. And they currently have it for 42 loose. So almost 50% more is too much for me. So we're going to move on. That's not worth it. Then we've got Zelda Ocarina of Time here, which I know it's one of those more sought after games, but pricing it that high is a little crazy. 33 bucks loose, 145 complete. 50 bucks almost for a $35 game is a little too much. And then almost $70 for a $55 game. I don't know about that one either. I do, however, wish they had some complete inbox games. And I think this next one is going to have it. So I'm going to go over here and do Castlevania 64. I think that's what it's called. I think it's Legacy of... Which one is this? Legacy of Darkness. Okay. Legacy of Darkness here is worth $125, or if you have it complete, $360. I saw the price tag on it, which means it's not complete, but I said what? 125 compared to 160 is way too much. That's like $40 overpriced almost. 35, but again, still too much money there, which just blows my mind. And this caught my eye. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it too much, but in total, the most they will offer is $230. It's worth almost $365. That's a good solid $135 difference, which it is what it is. But let's go ahead and move on here. Those are a little Nintendo 64 games. Now we're going to move to PlayStation 2, because I think this could go either way. And I'm going to try to pick some games that are kind of cheaper games, but also some of those games that cost a decent amount of money. Like Dirge of Cerberus, I think is actually... We'll have to look at that one. Is there anything crazy here? I'm just looking at games today, but if you want to talk about their consoles in the future, comment down below and maybe I'll do that. Silent Hill 2, of course, we gotta look at some expensive games, like I said. Let's do like one more on the next round. Next page, let's see if anything else kind of jumps out at me. That jumps out at me, but let's see. Is there anything else? Let's do that. Oh wait, that's not the English version, is it? I'm just gonna do this Midnight Club 3. That's a little bit more of an expensive game, so let's go ahead and check that out. Starting off here, we've got Wrath of Cortex. I'm going to try not to show you the price too much, but you guys probably already saw it. It's worth $7.74 loose, $8 or $13 complete, and it's a little expensive here, about $2 more than it should be. And then the manual is $2 more as well, so I think this is an okay price. I don't think the $10 game, for it being $7, it's a little overpriced. That's all I'll say there. Then we've got Dirge of Cerberus, which I picked up recently for like $8, which was awesome. But I think it's worth like 20 or so. Okay, sorry. It's worth 25 if it's complete. It's worth 14 if it's loose. And they have it loose for 16, but it does have the manual because it doesn't say no manual. So that one actually is probably worth it. Obviously, I would not want to pick up loose discs, but if you're picking up loose discs because you're on a budget, that's not a bad deal there. Then we've got Def Jam Vendetta, which is $21 there. But let's see. That was no box and no manual as well. So loose. And if you look that up, it's actually worth more than that. Okay, we found a deal. We found a deal here. This game is worth about $30 loose, as you can see. They're selling it for 22. You can find deals here, apparently. So we're gonna keep looking a little bit more, but it does seem to be you could buy that and save $10, which I think is a nice thing to see. Then we're gonna see something that's probably not nice. Let's be real here and check this out. Let's go ahead and look this up. If you saw a sneak peek of the price, you already know what I'm about to say. But it's $100 loose, 150 complete, 180 complete. Okay, so it is a little expensive. Honestly, if this was like 155, 160, I think that would be like the acceptable range. But 180, I think, is just getting up too much. So the game before this, we found a deal, but this one, not so much. So we're going to continue on with something that is an amazing game, but since they printed so many of these, the price of this has just dropped drastically. And honestly, I feel like the prices aren't too bad. I mean, I know these games sadly are not worth that much because these games are absolutely amazing. And I think this is one of those games that if you just started a game collection and you don't have it, you got to pick it up. They're cheap. It's $7 loose or $10 complete. So spend the $3 and just get it complete. Do yourself a favor if you don't have it. They're at $14. That one's a little much. That one is again a little much because it doesn't have the box, and then that one is a little bit much. But do yourself a favor. Find it for $10 somewhere complete. You won't regret it. And then we've got Midnight Club 3. Is this the remix or just, yeah, okay. I thought it was the remix, but I wanted to make sure. Pull it up here. It's worth $30 loose or $35 complete. Oh. Oh. That's more than it's worth loose. That one's actually okay, so this one right here is not a bad deal just because it's roughly the same. It's a dollar more. I'll write that one off. That one's okay. But when you're doing no box or you're doing no manual for $45, when you're $10 off and you're missing the $15 manual, like what is happening here? I'm not about that at all. So we did say we were going to check out one more console, and that is the Xbox 360 here, because some of these prices have gotten crazy and I want to talk about it. So again, right off the bat, I see some that I think are definitely interesting to look at. We've got that Minecraft up there. That's starting to creep up in value a little bit. And so is Left 4 Dead 2. So we're seeing some good games that I want to talk about. Some cheaper games here that the prices aren't that much, so they're not going to like fluctuate very much. So I want to find like one more expensive game, at least one more, maybe two more if we're lucky. I don't. Lost Odyssey is not worth that. I think Lost Odyssey is worth like 10 to 15 bucks if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but it is what it is. Let's go with Naruto as the last one. So we've got a bunch of these up here, starting off with Minecraft. This is the Xbox 360 edition, obviously. I guess. Let's make sure I do this right. Minecraft. There's so many different copies of Minecraft. You really got to pay attention to the everything. There it is, right off the bat. 13 bucks loose, 15 bucks complete, and they have it for 15 bucks complete. Okay, we found another game that's worth what it is. It's not overpriced, so that's a good thing. I like that there. This actually doesn't look too bad either. Maybe they're behind on their Xbox 360 pricing. Maybe they've had it for a little bit, and so yeah, 26 bucks, $27 or 31. So 31 complete, 22 no box. I mean, these are loose prices here, and $27 or 19. That's another deal. So I need you guys' help. Would you like me to buy some games from eStarland and see like what I get? Because there's some deals here, especially for the 360, because it's blowing up like crazy right now. But Fable, this is a more expensive Fable, I believe, Anniversary Edition. I could be wrong about that. Which one is it? Just okay. So there's the. I'm not gonna go off of that picture. Just do it regular. 22 bucks, 21 loose, 22 complete, and they have it for 31. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I did say that their Xbox 360 prices were cheaper, and this is proving me wrong. Please forgive me. Please do that. It's worth 22. They've got it listed for 32. It's overpriced. We all know this. I think this is going to be definitely overpriced. Lost Odyssey is currently going for seven. Oh, okay, it's gone up a little bit there. $17 loose, $18 loose, my bad, and $28 complete. 20 bucks, 21 bucks loose. Oh, it's got the manual, it looks like, so that might be worth it. That might be worth it. I'm not a big fan of buying loose discs with the manual. I don't understand that, but that would probably be worth it. Not bad there. It's not great, but it's not bad. And then we've got this last Naruto game, Naruto Rise of a Ninja. $18 loose, 27 complete. Oh my goodness. Why is that 50 bucks? We were literally just talking about how I literally was finding good deals for the Xbox 360, and then as soon as I said these are some good deals, they proved me wrong with these ridiculous prices, which is just absolutely annoying, but it is what it is. There's a ton of other stuff on their website. If you want me to talk about their console prices, let me know there. Or if you want me to buy from them to see if it's worth it, leave those comments in the comments down below. But enough about that. I got to get out of here, so check that video out if you haven't already watched it. But I've got some other videos I'm working on, so this one was perfect because I hadn't heard of eStarland in a while, and I just wanted to see what their prices were on games. So comment down below, let me know what you think, but I got to get out of here, so check that video out if you haven't already.